Let's get some more updates in the daily Drama Slop content. What's happening in the world of Hasan Piker? Apparently, he just massively fucked up again. He always does this every single day, and it's getting worse and worse. It gets worse all the time. You love to see it. It's absolute cinema. Diabolical content. All right, more Pegasus, give us the updates.
To a series so unbeatable, even Yugi subscribed. In today's video,
Yugi. I love
Hasan
Yugi.
is crashing out over slop tubers, saying they are hurting his PR. He is wasting no time and immediately trying to exploit the tragic shooting in Minneapolis to further his propaganda. He's blaming people like—
I didn't even talk about it because I felt like that I was going to be exploiting it, so I just didn't talk about it. This whole situation's gross. It's so bad. It's so sad to talk to. I don't even want to put that on whatever my audience is.
Asmongold and lying about what he said. A bunch of people have been mentioned by the shooter, and everybody is trying to
I guess we're going to be talking about that guy.
Point fingers. Hasan is complaining how hard his job is compared to other streamers. XUC is
cry more, you millionaire.
dunking on Hasan. Ethan and Destiny are continuing their beef, and it is escalating.
Yeah, of course it's escalating. I think it's going to end in another lawsuit that Ethan's going to be tangled up in.
Subscribe, or you have to become a
Fucking
full-time Hasan orbiter, bruh. It is not a good life. Press the button. Who do we want?
I wouldn't mind being a Hasan orbiter because I wouldn't be a terrorist supporter. I would just be me like I am now. That would be actually really fun, I think.
Jellywig. When do we want him? Now.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin with Hamas Diddly Baby Oil Piker. Once again, crying about slop tubers, saying that they are affecting his influence and his PR. I wonder who he could be talking about, guys.
Yeah, I'm hurting his influence. Or Pegasus, Nux and Or, we're all hurting his influence. Good.
Guys, place your guesses in
We need less terrorist supporters in the world.
the comments. Hasan talks about how apolitical or liberal slop tubers have lessened his impact. Well, that is kind of the goal, you know, to make sure your propaganda and harmful rhetoric doesn't go unchecked.
And I think initially I had
Checks
like a
and
lot more
balances,
impact
fool.
because people did not just come in here with like, you're a terrorist and I hate you and I think you should be killed type attitudes, and instead we're like, oh, this is
I've said that he's a terrorist, but I don't think he's actually a terrorist. I think he's just a terrorist glazer and terrorist supporter.
a guy who's covering the news, and a lot of people learn the news from this guy, right? And I would say that it was much easier for me to do that kind of news coverage and commentary for a lot of people and pull them
Imagine getting your news from Hasan Piker, how fucking brain dead you have to be.
away from the far right, from the precipice of the
Oh, no, the far right.
The allure.
I think we could play Hasan Bingo. How many times is he gonna mention far right?
Far right had for a lot of
there he
young
goes
men
again.
back then, because
He has to say it 7 times, so it'll be stuck in his audience's brains.
there wasn't an entire fucking liberal, apolitical crop of content creators that were actively collaborating with like some of the worst far right scumbags.
Oh, there he says it again.
To undermine
I think we only got one more, and it makes it 7.
what I try to do.
Right.
Oh, we cut it off. Damn it, more Pegasus. We were almost there.
Liberal apolitical slop tubers collabing with far-right scumbags. You know, I really feel like this guy logs onto his
Yeah,
stream.
you gotta keep repeating stuff over and over again like that, so it gets ingrained into people's brains. If you say something 7 times, if they hear it 7 times, it's more likely for them to learn it, and it's going to be stuck in their brains, and they're going to think that. I don't know how true this is, but I actually did have a teacher tell me this.
Every day he opens up ChatGPT and he says, create me a fantasy scenario where I am the hero.
Also, I think it might have been on a cartoon. I'm gonna check, though. Yeah, here we go. Say something 7 times. The concept of needing to hear or say something 7 times for it to be fully understood or to take action is a widely recognized principle, particularly in marketing, communication, and personal development. And that's exactly what Hasan does. He says things multiple times over and over again, so it gets stuck in people's heads. And then they just think that.
fighting against the evil forces. And then he just parrots another new fantasy every day. Now again, he's talking in hieroglyphics. He doesn't want to mention any names, so I don't know who he's talking about. But I will say, usually, if he wants to say Asmongold, he says Asmongold. Otherwise, he says Sloptubers when he wants to refer to anybody.
Yeah, anybody who's smaller than Asmongold, he's not going to say them by name because he doesn't want to give them credit. He doesn't want anybody to be watching them. He doesn't want them to get bigger.
Else, it seems. Also, I love this guy acting like he's a good, unbiased news source. Dude, I hate to break it to you, like any Hasan fans, holy shit, you are being brainwashed to a different level, okay? Never get your news from Hamas Piker here, alright? He will not give you the objective.
I get my news from like 30 different sources. I don't go to one guy for my news. I don't even really know where my news sources are. I watch and keep up with the same news sources, but they're all over the spectrum. They're on the left, they're on the right, they're in the center. There's like stuff that's on the alt-right, and there's stuff on the alt-left. It's all kinds of stuff, man. And I don't believe a fucking lick of any of it.
Facts ever, and we will prove that this video as well. Now he also says that people coming to his chat calling him a terrorist. Again, I don't support people calling him a terrorist, but I don't think people are actually doing that. I think they're probably calling you a terrorist supporter, and you're purposely saying otherwise to discredit them. The thing is,
Aiden Ross called him a terrorist.
Terrorist supporter is a factual statement,
It
Mr.
is true.
I support the Houthis.
Also, terrorist Glazer.
10 toes down. Like, come on, bruh.
The vibes were a little bit better. Everything changed when the fucking Fire Nation attacked. You know what I mean? When the Fire Nation
don't even
attacked,
say that.
everything changed.
Don't even say that while I'm wearing an Avatar shirt. Come on, man. The
And by
meta
that, I
runs
mean,
deep.
I got doxxed for purchasing a home for myself and my family. Ever since then, it's just been downhill, baby.
Okay, I don't know what he's talking about here. Maybe something from the past or whatever. Not sure who the Fire Nation is here, but if this was Avatar, go to chill.
He's talking about the Trump administration. That's what he means by the Fire Nation. He thinks he's under attack by Trump directly.
The way you would probably be the closest to Fire Lord Ozai, you know, just a delusional cartoon supervillain trying to.
No, I think he's probably the sister. Because he's a whiny bitch.
Seize power for yourself and corrupt everybody, basically. Moving on to the tragic shooting that took place in Minneapolis. Hasan is frothing at the mouth, looking at any way to turn this into more propaganda. So it seems the shooter was...
Yeah, he's gonna make it out like it's a good thing, of course. And he's gonna not say it outright, he's gonna wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
A trans woman or identified as a woman, and they put a lot of messages on their like equipment, and it said a lot of bullshit and tried to implicate a lot of people. It had iDubbbz, H3, Brandon Herrera, messages to end Trump and everything. So basically, on whatever you cherry picked, you could portray this person as right wing or left wing or whatever. And Hasan immediately jumps on this like a hyena, you know, just waiting to exploit this tragedy. Hasan thinks the Minneapolis shooter is a right wing.
He laughs like a fucking hyena.
Winger points to the shooter referencing Brandon Herrera. Hasan also calls out Asmongold after chatter said that Asmon called the Minnesota shooter a leftist. By the way, he did not here, so we'll expose that in a second as well. Hasan just automatically believes what his chat says.
And part of the reason why I'm doing that...
I don't think that the shooter was exactly a leftist. Definitely radical, and most likely was all over the place, man, and was just fucking crazy.
That is because there are dumb fucks out there who immediately go, oh, the trans leftist. So obviously, it's important to address the truth.
No, it's just a freak.
In this circumstance.
No ideology
By the
other
way,
than that. It needs to be attached to this person.
The dude literally fucking hyped up Brandon Herrera. What are we talking about?
Holy
isn't
shit!
He a leftist?
He's calling the person a dude. Based? I don't know. Am I gonna like his take? Probably not.
No. No, what are you talking about? He's talking about like gas the J and he wrote the N-word and only highlights white supremacist neo-Nazi mass shooters. What would ever cause you to think that this person is even remotely leftist? Asmon is saying they're leftist? Ugh. Yeah, of course Asmon is saying that they're leftist. The shooter fucking highlighted Anders Breivik.
Why are you gonna believe just a random chatter and then get mad about it? What the fuck?
Asmongold has in the past. If anything, Asmongold is closer in their worldview to this fucking shooter than anybody else, okay?
What?
Of course he's going to say it's
anybody
a leftist.
Else?
Also,
What about Nick Fuentes, who is definitely closer? What the fuck are you talking about, man?
he's not very intelligent. So that's probably part of the reason why he immediately took whatever Fox News narrative
Asmongold might be a dumbass, but he's smarter than Hasan Piker.
he saw and went,
And at least he doesn't lie outright.
Yeah, saying that Asmongold is closer to the shooter in like every worldview than anybody else is just, I feel like that's just crazy thing to say. Obviously, Hasan just sees this tragedy and immediately wants to use it for more political points. And you'll see that he completely lied about Asmongold, because let's see what he actually said. So here we are on Twitter, and Asmongold says,
this person was not really a leftist. I think it was just a trans freak. Like, not calling trans people freaks, which most of them that I've met and most of them that I've seen online are. I know a couple of trans people who are not. But anyway, that's besides the point. This person was like so into it. And also there's this weird thing online and like in the public where there's people that are violently trans. They have like guns and stuff on their shirt and like, I'm gonna be trans no matter what, you know, that kind of rhetoric. And it's just not good.
anyone trying to play the blame game where a shooting happens and say which side the shooter was on is a freaking regard. Read their comments, the manifesto. They're not right or left wing. They're insane. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Every time with these people. It's always the right fighting about like, oh, this is obviously a left-wing person. And the left is like, oh, this is obviously a right-wing person. But in reality, it's just a fucking freak.
Interesting, Hasan. Did you happen to show this tweet to your stream, or are you just gonna go with whatever narrative your chatter says?
Yes.
These people transcend politics and operate in the realm of psychosis.
Yep.
Interesting. So according to Asmongold, they're not right or left wing. They're just
Oh, I thought he was talking about Hasan. Because yes.
insane, which you know, they obviously are insane. And Hasan sees this and takes this as, okay, Asmon says they're leftist. Bro, for once in your goddamn life, can you stop getting rage baited and lied to by your chat? I feel like the responsibility falls on you to fact check what they're saying and not just immediately believe the first thing they say about your enemies. So Brandon Herrera responds, weird, do his targets of moral obligation make him sound right wing? Anyways, I think I still want to try to honor my family name, but picking a target of moral obligation, and the target is likely immigrant agency, corrupt politicians, hate groups like Nazis. Let's ignore all the other things he wrote on the guns. So this is why I'm not really a fan of this type of logic, because we'll see what he actually wrote on the guns. So here we got another tweet. iDubbbz' old nickname, eDubbbz, was written on one of the weapons of the Minneapolis shooter. eDubbbz is a former alias used by YouTuber Ian iDubbbz.
Oh no! Is the shooter a Hasan supporter? Oh god, no, it couldn't be! It couldn't be!
So listen, I don't want to ever assign anybody this blame, because like this person is clearly mentally insane. They were trying to shoot children, right? And actually succeeded. So I feel like they are trying to implicate a bunch of people, and I think it's really bad to actually just believe everything they say. They're like, okay, I support, you know, iDubbbz, I support Brandon.
Yeah, it's the Spider-Man meme, where it's like a whole bunch of Spider-Man just pointing fingers at each other, and they're all they're all Spider-Man. They're all the same.
You know, whatever, and then you immediately go after them. That's just not fair to them, you know? And unlike Hasan, I will even defend my, you know, the people I disagree with, like iDubbbz here, because I don't think it's fair to assign him something so heinous. Like, he's done a bunch of bad shit, but no, he's not responsible for a goddamn shooting. The Minneapolis shooter had Vape God written on one of his weapons, and it was like Vape God and a frowny face, and this is from Ethan's Vape God. So again, they just have everything here. Are we just gonna go after everybody? This just makes no sense, and I hate this stupid logic.
Yeah, this person was just terminally online, and unfortunately, it seems like we were following the same people in the same situations. They were just like on the other side. They were one of the freaks, I guess.
That Hasan is actually perpetuating, oh yeah, Brandon Herrera is on it, but then he will ignore all this other shit here. Like, it's just so stupid.
Yeah, it really seems to me like this person was probably a Hasan supporter.
And essentially, people are doing the same thing to him. Hasan Piker hates Trump, Jews, Catholic kids, and Destiny. The shooter's a guy who's confirmed to hate Trump, Jews, Catholic kids, and Destiny. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a tier 3 sub of Twitch's favorite terrorist D-writer. See, listen, I'm not going to ascribe Hasan to this either. You know, while I do think his rhetoric is really bad and stuff, there's no evidence to point him to this at all. So, yeah, but I do.
Oh, no, you were wrong. there is evidence. This is evidence. People always misconstrue. They always get the definition of evidence and proof wrong. It's not proof, but it's definitely evidence. It may not be very good evidence. It definitely might not hold up, but it's evidence.
Hate the way he's actually covering the story, and this is why a lot of people distance themselves from Hasan's coverage, even people on the left or on his side.
Yeah, his audience, they're not gonna check. They're not gonna check to see what this person's about. They're not gonna see all of the similarities between Hasan's views and the crazy person who did this horrible act's views. Like, they're not gonna see that. They're just going to buy what Hasan says, and then what some random chatter is going to say that Hasan says that the chatter says.
Because they think he's just fucking insane, you know? We got Keemstar coming up out of nowhere, shares his thoughts on people trying to blame iDubbbz. iDubbbz being blamed for this heinous crime is just flat out wrong. I'm sure he's disgusted by all of this like anyone would be. A killer in the past referenced PewDiePie, and some blame PewDiePie, and we all defended Pewds. iDubbbz should be defended on this too. I actually have to agree. Okay, there was a shooter, and they said subscribe to PewDiePie, and then PewDiePie to come out and disavow this person. It's just a disgusting thing. I feel like this stuff should be entirely ignored. Why are we listening to a complete mental case who's shooting up people? Like, it's just stupid to me to use this for political points. Anyways, Brandon Herrera responded, dropping a video talking.
Yeah, I watched this video
About the shooter, and he basically just disavows him. And basically the shooter said that they actually met and got along or whatever, and he's basically saying that it's a complete lie.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of people there every year, and I have no control over who these people are. But I can legitimately put my hand on a Bible and say, I have zero recollection of ever meeting this creep. I asked my friends who were also there, and they had no recollection of him. And believe me, this is the kind of person that would stand out at SHOT Show. NSSF, the organization that runs SHOT Show, has actually released a statement as well, saying that they have no record of this person ever having attended SHOT Show. So right out the gate, the evidence points to this claim of having met and talked with me is likely made up. But ultimately, I can't prove that he met me.
Why would you believe anything this insane person would say anyway? Like, it's all bullshit. This person's fucking crazy. Like, people like this will support people like Donald Trump. Not this person. I'm just using this as an example. And they will support Donald Trump and at the same time go crazy and try and assassinate him.
Can't prove that he didn't. But God's honest truth is I have no memory of this person. One thing's for sure is I don't believe for a fucking moment there's a lot that me and this fucking psycho would agree on. He goes on to write a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that this fucking psycho and Hasan Piker would agree on.
About like Trump, and mentions iDubbbz and Ethan Klein indirectly, bands that he liked, shit like that. And I obviously don't think they have anything to do with this either. It reminds me a lot of that Christchurch where the shooter said subscribe to PewDiePie before, on his stream before going out and targeting that mosque. I remember feeling really bad for Pewds when that all went down, and I never thought in a million years it would happen to me, but here we are.
Yeah, so that's the thing. These people are just completely insane. Shooters, and especially shooters who target children.
And they make no sense. Like, their minds don't make sense. That's why they're able to do these acts in the first place. They're fucking retarded. There's something wrong there. Why would you listen to anything that these people say?
Are complete mental cases. So obviously, you can't take what they say seriously unless you're Hasan Piker, of course, in which you jump at any opportunity to, get your side to win an extra point, even though, logically, you would...
Oh, the news and the propaganda is making people crash out like this. I hate to tell you, normal people don't do stuff like this. This person had something wrong in the brain. That's what this person was going to do, something no matter what.
If you looked at the entire picture, you'd be like, hey, this doesn't entirely align with my side here. The story doesn't add up to fit my narrative. Hasan continues, calls out conservatives for trying to label the Minneapolis shooter as a leftist.
Dude, he's just using this for clickbait. It's so fucking gross. This is why I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to use it as clickbait. But Hasan, he don't give a fuck. He is an actual monster.
Aren't you doing the exact same shit, dude? We got this breaking 911 account saying suspected shooter, a radical leftist, and Donald Trump, and where is your God? So yeah, these are like some indications they are on that side. And then obviously saying the Brandon Herrera thing is the indication on the opposite side, which is why I don't think you need to draw conclusions. Just the conclusion is this person's insane, okay? Every time there's another esoteric Nazi white supremacist shooter, conservatives will try and point to anything they can to claim the shooter is actually a leftist. Man,
I have not seen this. I have only been seeing leftists say this. They're trying to put it in people's heads that right-wing people are doing this, and it's not true. I haven't seen a single person say that it was a leftist. I have only seen leftists say that right people are saying it. Fuck it, what the fuck is going on here with this?
profiles are always public. You can see they're in your forums. They believe the shit you believe. Yeah, so basically reiterating what he said in that clip, that the shooter has the same like sort of mindset as people like Asmongold, which is just insane. Just an insane thing to say, man. Now Reddit is being
and it's just a fucking lie and it's cover up to get people away from the fact that the views are similar to his views actually. But nobody's gonna look into that.
Particularly unhinged regarding this situation. Reddit needs to be put on a watch list. And basically they are celebrating children dying because of a political agenda. Base, take the fight to their kids so they can feel what it's like to be attacked for your identity. Elect a fascist, your kids are legitimate targets.
Find all these people and lock them up. They should not be allowed to just be.
Republicans are enemies of humanity. Thinning the herd is our duty. More dead Christians, lol. To me, it seems like if you elect a really bad guy that's cruel to people, weaponize his cruelness, some of these horrible things, I guess, will happen. Maybe these Christo-fascist parents will think twice before supporting an admin that kills Palestinians. Conservatives want to end all trans, who shouldn't be surprised when we fight back. Heroic, they want to kill our kids, we are going to fight back. When did anybody say about... I think...
Yeah, also, trans people don't have kids. That's not a thing that can happen. So, like, that doesn't even make sense.
Everybody unanimously agrees that kids dying is bad. Dude, Reddit needs to be exterminated, dog. Like, some of these Reddits are...
Yeah, bro. Some of these places, like Twitch, Reddit, they just need to go. They need to not allowed to be operating. They need to not exist.
Crazy. This is Republicans' fault for trying to genocide us. This word is getting overused now, dude. What the heck is going on? Am I
supposed... They actually believe it. I don't think they know what genocide means, but they do know that it means they're killing us. They're killing us.
Supposed to feel bad that rich Christian kids are gone? Good riddance. Yes, you're supposed to feel bad that human lives have died, dude. What the heck? And children. This isn't even like...
Yeah, these people are Satan worshippers. They are demons.
99-year-old politicians possessed. That you hate that are making the wrong policies. These are innocent children who have nothing to do with their goddamn political agenda. And you're like celebrating their death, dude?
These are the types of people that would be standing at the feet of Christ and they still refuse him. That's the type of people these are.
Trans community will not die laying down without a fight, okay? I hope the guns are okay. Future religious extremists dying isn't a bad thing. Hard to believe this could happen. Why is it hard to believe? Is it because you thought you imagined Sky Daddy would protect you? That's right. Bring up
That's
God
not even how it works.
Of course.
Yeah, that's not even how it works. You're gonna be torn down at every level. Like you're gonna be living a miserable life. Okay? That's your choice, I guess. Have at it.
Yeah, these people are definitely insane. Anyways, Hasan continues on his rant about their shooter, continuing his propaganda.
Through the church windows, towards the children sitting in the pews at the mass. Young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed.
So fucked
this
up,
was
man.
A deliberate act of violence.
It was?
Against innocent children.
True.
The shooter, I don't know what the shooter's gender is or whatever, but I have seen a bunch of Groyper posting from the shooter. So, of course, you're going to have a bunch of the exact same people that have the exact same worldview as the shooter, who literally pollute the same circles as the shooter.
Okay. Show us. Or are you going to show us, or are you just going to say it and expect us to believe it? I fucking hate it when people say this shit like this. Oh, people are saying this. I'm seeing this online. I'm not going to show you, but just take my word for it.
who egg on people just like that shooter to do the mass shooting that they did, to turn around and be like, no, this was a woke libtard trans person.
Kind of like you were trying to do right now. Use the dead children for your agenda. Use tragedies to find a way to insert your slimy hands on it and shift the narrative or whatever. The thing is, even if this person was verifiably, you know, right-wing or left-wing or whatever, who actually cares, dude? They are mental cases and obviously don't represent the entire cause. I can almost guarantee you Hasan went home and started vigorously jacking off to this news. This guy is evil, dog. Then he starts arguing with Satanists in his chat. This is like his audience, by the way.
Rule 9 of the 11 satanic rules of Earth: do not harm little children. Please, please don't conflate Satanism with insane right-winger groyper Nazis, bro. Dude, I'm sorry, okay, but your meme religion, mostly just practiced by edgy atheists, is not the main point.
Okay, man. Hasan, every once in a while, has some base takes, and that one was a base take.
Of contention here, okay? Jesus Christ, dude. Holy shit. You find a guy for everything in this community, okay? The Order of Nine Angels does not affiliate itself with the Church of Satan, okay? Because the Church of Satan and the satanic religion broadly is just a Reddit atheist religion, okay? It's a meme religion. What are we talking about? No, these guys are Nazis first and foremost. They're white nationalists, white supremacists first and foremost. Oh my fucking God. They're not like the gay polycule guys that go and protest in the Missouri City Hall because trans people are under attack or some shit.
Come on, Hasan. Come on. You're almost there. You're almost there. Just get away from the terrorist support.
Only Hasan would have to deal with arguing with Satanists in his chat. This is a
I love it. It's pure cinema.
purely Hasan community problem. What a wonderful community, man. And I feel like Hasan like wakes up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat.
Yeah, his chatters, his audience is full of brain dead fucking retards.
You know, he gets out of bed, he turns on the light, looks at the mirror and screams, Nazi, Nazi, you know, just doing a little morning practice for the day, right? Then he gets on.
Yeah, he's got to get a couple of genocide.
And start screaming the same shit, dude. Brother, get a grip at this point. Your projection is getting old. Then he continues yapping about Asmongold, just bringing him up in this very like tragic.
He cannot get his mind off of Asmongold. He's so hurt by Asmongold being like the opposite of him.
Where is your God? Get clapped. Took whatever Fox News narrative he saw and went, yeah, based. Anyway, the goal in these sorts of incidents is to basically flood the market as fast as possible with like misinformation that directly targets your ideological opponents before the dust is settled and people realize, no, that's not the case, actually. It's the exact opposite of what you said.
There's no way. There's no way he did it again. He just described his own plan perfectly. This guy is like the evil...
Dude, he can't help but project. He has no idea that he's even projecting either. That's just in his head, and he's trying to portray it like somebody else is doing it, but actually it's him doing the evil thing that he's talking about. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking retarded. He's so cooked.
Villain in a movie. You know how they like monologue their entire plan before executing it, and the hero's like, damn, you just told me your whole plan? Yeah, this is what Hasan is literally doing right now. Bro's like, yeah, you know, we gotta spread the propaganda, make sure we spread the misinformation, make everybody confused before they find out the actual truth.
We have to spread our terrorist supporting propaganda more than they're spreading theirs. Because there's too much. So now there's going to be double the amount of terrorist propaganda. It's just going to be on the other side.
Legitimately might be an expert in this. An expert in just jumping on any situation and trying to make it into some political point. You know, the thing is, he does this a lot, right? Where he will criticize Trump for this type of manipulation, but then he does it himself. Right now, he's talking about Asmongold, but he's just describing himself like almost to a T. It's legitimately insane. It's just crazy, the lack of self-awareness. Anyways, here we are in Hasan's own comment section. Crazy how this happens at schools, but never where politicians meet.
Right?
So, what do you mean?
That's because politicians have security. They took all the security out of the schools because schools are gun-free zones. Politicians, wherever they are, that's not a gun-free zone. Their security has guns.
You mean you want politicians to get shot up then? average Hasan biker fan. The shooting is fine. It just should have happened somewhere else, guys. As a non-American leftist, it's crazy to me that the conversation about this is mainly, is he right-winger or leftist? Like, bro, he's insane. The guns are the problem here.
It's not even. That's not even where the conversation is. That's actually just like the loud people online. That's where the conversation is. Real normal people don't give a shit. They just see this situation and are like, this whole thing fucking sucks. Like, I feel for all the people involved. And then that's it. And they move on with their lives.
Well, Hasan is the one making this conversation. You absolute moron. This is the guy you're watching. How many comments he got? 6 comments. Okay, there is hope for this person. All right, there is hope for this person. If I saw like 50 plus, you're cooked. Anyways, Hasan continues whining. Here he's talking.
Hasan got 6 comments.
About Asmongold again, and he's complaining that he hasn't talked about Ethan versus Destiny. By the way, Hasan, how would you even know about this? Because I thought you didn't watch Asmon's content. So how do you even keep up with this? I feel like this is a bit of a self-report. Somehow, guys, Hasan just automatically knows exactly what's going on and all.
Yeah, he's an Asmon hate watcher. He's actually a fan of Asmongold, but he can't admit it. He's trapped by his audience.
Tuber communities without apparently watching any of our videos. Interesting, I feel.
I wonder what Asmongold is doing, because he's been like a third party.
You wonder what Asmongold is doing? Are you serious, man? Are you fucking serious? He cannot get him off his mind.
Beacon on this conflict, mostly used against me. Does he cover this shit at all? I feel like this would be right in his wheelhouse, but I suspect it's like both communities that he is actively farming from. So I suspect he's just ignoring it and not talking about it at all. Now imagine if
he's talking about it
as something. Imagine if I had ever done something so fucking insane. Of course it would be. Of course that would be
Imagine, guys, if he would have ever done something as insane as what Destiny did.
The #1 world-ending drama story.
Congratulations, Hasan. You have not. I repeat, Hasan has not saved illegal material of minors on his computer. Wow, you want a trophy for that, buddy? You want like a medal for that?
Welcome to being normal.
Hasan has not called 15-year-olds hot and said he wanted.
Yeah, imagine that being a brag. Holy shit.
Wow, Hasan, you are so noble, so cool. You just know you're cooked when your only defense is, I'm not as bad as Destiny, guys. Why is this man setting Destiny as the moral standard? You realize that people have literally reported Destiny to the police and he is actively being sued and he's being investigated. Now, if you did the things that he also did, you would possibly be in that situation as well. So I don't know what this guy is expecting here. Anyways, the reason Asmon gave for not...
He's just wanting internet points, that's it. Just want everybody to know that he's better than Destiny, which he's not. They're on the same level, in my opinion, because of all the terrorist propaganda. And by the way, terrorists are also pedophiles. So he supports pedophiles.
Talking
might as well
about
be
it
one
is
at that
because
point.
it's like a serious illegal thing, and he didn't want to talk about it because there's a lot of messy details and it's a bit more than drama. So Hasan responded again. Hasan isn't buying the legal excuse from Asmon as to why he can't cover Ethan or Destiny. Maybe because he's a pussy and he's afraid of Destiny. Oh my god, there's no way Hasan is saying this, bro. Every time the projector.
He's just at the mercy of whatever his chat is saying. Once again, I wonder if he'll ever cover like the Destiny or Ethan Klein drama. And if
he probably will. He probably will. He's tired of it. He's bored of it probably right now. He's got better things to be covering. A bunch of shit's going on right now in the news.
If he hasn't, I wonder why. I don't know. Maybe he will. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I don't care though. Like, you shouldn't either. It's so weird that you care this much about it. You want to see what Asmongold has to say about it.
He said he won't because of legal matters. Huh, interesting. It's just odd. Or maybe because he's a pussy who's too afraid of Destiny coming after him. And right now he's still a reliable vehicle for both Destiny and Ethan Klein at different times to attack someone like myself. How's that for being Mr. Brave? Because right now, let's be real,
always
a lot of political content creators kind of avoid talking.
Everybody's always against him. Everything's a ploy to be against Hasan Piker because it's all about Hasan Piker. Everything's about Hasan Piker. He's actually the main character, did you know?
About Asmongold because they're afraid of his audience. They're afraid of the wrath of his audience, right? I'm not, but there are large enough communities that normally wouldn't care about such things. Those communities, of course, have their crosshairs on someone like myself, or maybe in this circumstance, one another. The reality is everybody knows who those communities are and what they're...
Imagine it saying something like that. Asmongold's got his community's crosshairs on me. Like, bro, you're being made fun of. That's all that I'm seeing. And you don't know how to handle criticism, and you think everybody's attacking you because they're making fun of your tiny head.
Communities behave like, and they simply don't want the smoke. So they will refuse to cover this kind of thing and only cover it if it's someone like myself, because I take a principled...
He's like actively trying to stoke the flames. Like, what a fucking bitch.
...position, and don't actually actively demand that my community go after my enemies and dox them and
Enemies,
fucking constantly
he
try to get
says.
them deplatformed.
My enemies. That language is fucking disgusting.
That's it. That's the reason.
Dude, I assure you, nobody is afraid of Asmongold, bro. Literally, you are the only one who actually sees him as this far-right Nazi trying to take over the world and deplatform anyone who disagrees with him. The reason he wants you banned from Twitch is because you violated TOS multiple times. It's a very normal thing to ask for. I ask for it as well. A lot of people do, because they just want equal...
I don't actually want him to be banned. I want him to stay on there and keep crashing out and keep getting worse until Twitch just crashes and burns. And I'm fucking waiting for the day. I'm counting down to it.
Enforcement of rules. The only one preventing that is Dan Clancy, the ultimate gooning lord, who somehow finds a way to remain CEO despite being the most incompetent fucking dinosaur to ever exist. Now, he also says that Asmon is at the mercy of his chat or community.
Like, I can't believe people who were adults before the internet was a thing are controlling things on the internet. That just seems insane to me.
But the thing is, like, he disagrees with them all the time. The only people Hasan disagrees with is, like, fucking Satanists in his chat, bro. Hasan can't even walk in public without some nutjob fan trying to police what drink he's allowed to consume. And then he has to calm them down, be like, no, I'm actually not drinking Diet Coke, bro. Like, I feel like that is definitely someone who is more controlled by their community. Hasan is projecting because he is in fact scared of Destiny. The fact that that guy is bodying you is just embarrassing, dog. Can this tiny head bitch do anything but cry about Asmongold? Holy shit, content creator, by the way.
Fuck.
Does anyone realize Hasan never brings up evidence? Yes, we
Dude, every fucking time.
do. Anyways, moving on to XQC dunking on Hasan.
Yeah.
I don't actually think streamers have...
I like to see these top streamers dunking on Destiny and Hasan. Fucking love it. And we need more of this. We need actual real streamers to come out against them. I'm waiting for that Charlie video.
egos. I think streamers just don't like each other. Simple as that. And it's not based off egos. It's just based off they just don't like each other. And people fake friendships. And put question marks all you want.
That is
I'm gonna
true.
be honest. I just don't think people like each other.
Says you.
I don't really know why. I think this shit, there's plenty of money for everyone. There's plenty of viewers.
This is the healthy attitude to have on this, for the record. I do think there's a lot of...
Yo, I think this is a I think this take is this chat. Hold on, let me think about this. This take is good. That's a good take. It's a take I align with. Good job, Rod. We agree with this take. Definitely. The continuous one
involved as well. But I think there's a lot of clout, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of money, there's financial interests involved as well. And once like money, in my experience, what I have realized is once money is a part of this process and people get driven by that financial imperative as opposed to just like...
you don't say, dude, even when he's explaining things that other streamers do, he's talking about himself. He can't help it. Everything's always about money. He's grifting. He's chasing the money flow. Everything he talks about, he wouldn't be talking about it if it didn't make him money.
Taking taking whatever money you're making and like being excited at the prospect, being excited at how fortunate we are to even be at this position.
Classic Hasan sucking off somebody for clout. I, Hasan Piker, actually love the Phase Boys. Invite me to your parties, please. I'm very hip and young, guys. You can watch me too. Did I mention? I'm actually richer than all of them. Yes, I'm very cool. Please, I'm not getting old. Also, of course, Hasan would never do transactional relationships. relationships. Every relationship he has is out of pure friendship and love, actually, right? He's definitely not trying to expand his political influence because that is the only fucking thing he cares about in this universe. And it is just rich for him to pretend that he does not care about any of this stuff. Like, well, I'm actually the most moral and real person here. Everybody's just a fake loser trying to gain clout from others. Right, so then he talks about how hard his streaming job actually is compared to like other streamers.
I can't imagine having to pretend to like my coworkers to make more money. I am fortunate enough to have never had to do any of that.
Are you serious, man? You actually like Diddums and Frogan and everybody that's around you? Are you serious? I don't think that that's true. You like iDubbbz?
Like it's not a job.
And I understand that's not the people who actually work around him, but those are his orbiters. And they've been around him a lot. And they blow smoke up his ass constantly. There's no way he actually likes these people.
I mean, it is a job, but it's also not a job, if you know what I mean. It's not like a real fucking job, especially for like a lot of content creators. What kind of... Like, look, I log in every day. I clock in. I'm doing news commentary for like, 10 hours. Not 10 hours, but like 8 hours, right? A lot of these guys are just hanging out. They're playing golf. They're rizzing girls up. You know what I mean? Like, it's a job in the sense that like it's still supposed to be entertaining. You're supposed to be doing that. Okay, people are saying 6 hours. Fucking chatters. Jesus Christ. Like, for a lot of these guys, they're just like having fun and filming themselves in the process of having fun and making a lot of money.
Your job, fucking sitting in your mansion there, booting your stream, and basically just lying about everything. Literally just playing the news, going to the toilet, fucking having your chair do half the stream. That is the hard job.
Honestly, I'd rather listen to the chair than Hasan Piker. It's got more base takes. It has a better base, in my opinion.
That is the hardest of all jobs, guys. Out of all the creators, he has to use his mental willpower every day, guys. Also, play the clip where Hasan is like, streaming is more draining than a 9-to-5. Play that shit.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired. But a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Yeah, this is just a really good example of him not knowing what the fuck he's talking about and just saying words to fill time. Because he has to be saying something, because he has to be interesting. If you're talking, you're interesting. Because these people are brain dead. They don't actually care about what the things are that he's saying. They just hear the buzzwords whenever he says something that they want to hear.
That is the guy who's talking, by the way. And I remember when Jellywig criticized him for this, he went on an absolute fucking meltdown. Like, I can't believe you did this. Ludwig, I thought you were my friend. Listen, I think everybody knows that live streaming and content creation in general, in any field, is way easier than a 9-to-5. It just is what it is. Moving on to Ethan versus Destiny. They are going at each other's throats. Ethan posts, Destiny fans be like, so you believe in God because he chooses when girls are ready for procreation. Pedos is being attracted to prepubescents who cannot procreate yet. It isn't normal. Being attracted to young, fertile women is no... Okay, man. Ethan and Destiny have been going at it all night. Apparently, Ethan is still Instagram storying about me. His and Elo's old Reddit accounts were just found. Literally posting vids from their A3 channel when they had less than 1,000 subs. Why is he so obsessed with making PDF file jokes? He has so much to say, but none of it is about the child pictures he admitted to having. And then we got a bunch of those symbols. Each of those pedo symbols represents a different client account I've tweeted about in the past 5 hours. Basically, Destiny is bringing up a lot of Ethan's old posts where he was doing edgy humor. And yeah, it's nothing comparable to what Destiny did, by the way. Destiny skipped 13 minutes, the most important part of my video, and is now doing a victory lap. Y'all are not serious. Sorry, your mans is a criminal. Yeah, that was a bit weird. Like, so Destiny did his old response, and he skipped the most important part of the video, so...
Yeah, that's a total Hasan-ass maneuver that you just pulled there, Destiny. These guys are the same people. I just don't think Hasan's been caught doing the same things that Destiny's done. Not saying that he hasn't done them. He just hasn't been caught.
Yeah, that's a bit yikes. We got this person, by underage you mean 17. That's not PDF. Most countries have the age of consent at 16 because they know teenagers have frick. Teenagers are not children. Do you know they're referring to 17 and 18-year-olds?
I think some adults are even children still. 24 and under, I think, are still children.
getting it on, which is
Hot take.
perfectly, you know, normal, not
I don't care.
17 and 35 or whatever the fuck.
There ain't gonna be no accidents for me, at least. Not like this.
Willie Mack responds, people defending Destiny for holding on to pictures. That's just a Kiwi Farms talking point. 2, it's illegal because of his civil court case. Not found one lawyer agreeing with that. 2, Ethan's dad was 21 and dated his mom when she was 16, so it's fine. 2, 17 isn't a child, so having material on your computer is fine. Reddit is filled with trash and more. Okay, bruh. Reddit detected, opinion discarded. The defense is purely territorial and not based on morality, virtually indistinguishable from the average Hasan fans that they hate. That's what I was saying. Like, these very similar to the Hasan community. Destiny responds, gives 3 rebuttals to the claims in Ethan Klein's video.
Okay, let me be clear on a few things, okay? 1, I do not have any of the material that these guys think CSAM, whatever the fuck else, on my computer, okay? Number 1. Number 2, all right?
Yeah, it's not on his computer, but it might be on his phone. He said he saved it. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
I didn't send any of this. There was no child stuff like that ever sent to fucking Willie Mack, okay? Number 2, it's not like he censored anything or anything like that, okay? Number 3, if you want to interpret my messages in the worst way possible, and you want to, and that's going to be the basis for some FBI call, listen, I don't give a fuck. If you think that it's illegal and you've called the FBI, I don't even care that Willie Mack did that, okay? I think that arguably you could even say like, oh, sure, like maybe it's a responsible thing to do, whatever. That's totally fucking fine. If you want to do all this.
So here's where I'm at on this. So 1, Destiny didn't do it, and we're having this debate, and we're all wrong. We shouldn't be having this debate. It shouldn't be a debate that should be happening. You shouldn't have ever got yourself put in this situation. You were put in this situation because you are a degenerate sex pest. On the other one, even worse, is he did do all this and he's a fucking pedophile. And I'm leaning toward the second one, but even if it's just the first one, still a garbage piece of shit. And you might as well just be a pedophile. At least you're not at the level of me wanting you to be, you know? Almost there, though. You're towing the line.
You want to report whatever, fucking fine. I don't care. People call the FBI on me all the time anyway. If you think you're doing some novel thing, go for it. But the fact that you would then publish a video on it, it's literally just farming for content, for farming engagement.
Well, that seals the deal. Destiny says it didn't happen, guys. Please believe him. Also, I find it interesting. He says, I don't care if someone called the FBI on me or the cops on me if they think I did something wrong. Yeah, totally how an innocent person responds,
right,
guys. If somebody falsely reported me to the police, I'd be fucking pissed and I'd be fucking suing them into oblivion. Instead, Destiny is like, yeah, you know, that's pretty fine. That's pretty reasonable. I'm not even mad at him for doing that. Like, what are you, level 99 patience here or what? I feel like if you're innocent, the response is a little bit different. Like, how could you, you know?
Yeah, you'd be suing this guy for defamation. Like, what are you talking about? This might be one of the things that, it's one of the cuts that's ruining your career. Death by 1,000 cuts. Maybe just be death by 100 cuts, because these cuts are pretty fucking deep.
He thinks Ethan Klein might be more degenerate than him. I highly doubt so.
He's a fucking degenerate. There's no other way.
Like, if you want to think I'm a creepy degenerate, then fine. Then fucking A, go for it. But my brother in Christ, okay? We are 2 peas in a degenerate pod. And I think you're lower on the rung there than I am. If that's seriously the thing you want to go.
What the fuck? What do you mean? He's not going out trying to fuck every woman in, like, the whole Rose situation happened, you know? He's got a wife and kids.
Like, the most embarrassing part for me putting all this video together was...
It's like the least degenerate thing that could happen.
I think I might have actually been out-edged by this guy, okay? I thought I was the edgelord.
That you are supporting someone who...
Edgy does not equal degenerate. What the fuck are you talking about? He has no idea what a degenerate is.
Attracted 15-year-olds who shared compromising bikini pics of 15-year-olds sent to him with his...
Compromising? These are pictures posted publicly on social media. People at the beach.
Well,
it changes nothing, bro. You were it was the way you were talking about it. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
there you have it, right from Destiny. If you want to think that he's a creep or degenerate, it's fine. Yeah, that's my opinion. Then you...
Well, you know, I mean, the babies are in the baby magazine. They're in the diapers with their shirts off. It's public. Doesn't matter that I'm talking creepily about them. It's public. It's legal.
Absolute fucking degenerate creep. Even he thinks it's fair. Even he's not disputing any of this. He's just like, yeah, I am a degenerate creep, guys. Pill responded, Ethan makes tasteless jokes in 2010. He's a PDF file now. Tinny sends his friends a clip and says, I'd F the shit out of that 15-year-old and says, come on, guys, you don't see the joke I'm making here. Ethan responded to his old Reddit accounts getting exposed. I have a terrible confession to make. Yes, it's true. My 15-year-old Reddit account was identified by using a doxing website. My account username Peter Troll made a few bizarre and edgy attempts at being funny. It was common in Reddit 15 years ago. These troll stories include anecdotes that clearly never happened, including a story that references my children who were born 10 years later. In totality, about 95% of the posts were about StarCraft 2 or self-promoting my YouTube channel. I have nothing to hide, nothing to apologize for. Remember, folks, joking about PDF file behavior is not the same as having it on your computer.
Dude, so true. I can't believe people are actually even making this a thing.
iDub jumps in. It's my character. I'm the pedo troll. I came out. I make the PDF file comments all over Reddit. Hey, N-word guy.
Yeah, but it's still not the same as having it on your computer.
Take the backseat on this one. Oh my god.
Yeah,
bro,
right?
iDubbbz has no place to call out people for edgy humor in the past, bro. Destiny sends a warning shot to Ethan Klein if he makes another video. If he does another video on me, he might not survive the next one on him. Interesting. Now click this video or you're
it's gonna
locked
be
in a
so
big
bad.
room with Hasan and Destiny, bro.
Dude, there would be a fight, and I'd probably win because I'd start eating people. Like, comment, subscribe! Ring the bell for all notifications.